We are here with Jackie Von Tobel at Left Bank Art, and we are going to look at some of her beautiful, amazing artwork. It's so eye-catching, and I would like to know, like, your inspiration behind this and what drove you to create this beautiful artwork. So we can actually start with this one here. I love this. This is amazing.
Thank you. Thanks. This is Mademoiselle Butterfly, and this is Madame Butterfly. She was created first. She was created a couple years later. But these are 17th century portraits by Le Brun, who was a woman painter in the court of Marie Antoinette. And she's famous for being the first big woman painter in royalty. And so that was an amazing thing that I loved about it. But I love the beauty of these old paintings. I love museums, going to museums. And, you see these paintings there, but you can't bring them into your house. So when I started doing this collection, I wanted to bring art into people's homes that was familiar, that should be appreciated for the talent and the beauty that went into creating it, but then to update it and give it a different spin. So a lot of my stuff has a creative theme of putting pieces of parts of things or birds or butterflies across the faces, because if you look in the person's eyes, you're looking at them as a person, as an individual. And I want you to think of yourself when you look in this painting. And it means everything, something to everybody else. And so it's basically, these people were living these beautiful lives and gorgeous. And again, it's kind of the same thing that we talked about at the other painting that we'll talk about later. But, it's gorgeous, and people love these hand-painted butterflies over the top. So
I absolutely love it. I'm like, I want one in my house now. It's amazing. And how long have you been an artist? I mean, most artists, they say it's a lifelong thing. But how long have you actually really been into art, selling your artwork and all of that?
So I was an interior designer for over 25 years in Las Vegas, Nevada. I did high-end residential work, and I've done a lot of work in the industry, in the design industry. And I started designing product, and I got into art. And I'd only gone to design school. I'd never gone to art school. So I had to kind of self-taught myself. But I've only been with Left Bank for 6 years. So all of my work that you see in the body here, we have about, I think, 400 pieces on the line, but those were all created over the last 6 years. So it's been a real learning curve for me as I'm going. I tend to say yes and then jump in and figure out how to do it later. But it's been wonderful.
Oh, and I do really want to highlight the painting that's on the outside of this wall here. If we can kind of shift over there, and you had a beautiful explanation on the inspiration behind this one, so I want to showcase that because it's beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to look at another piece of art, and you can talk a little bit about what you told me about this and what was the inspiration behind this piece here.
Well, this is just a gorgeous painting, and a lot of my paintings are made up of many other individual pieces and parts from different paintings, so I collage them together. So this gal is from one painting, and she's a beautiful, again, 16th, 17th century woman. And she has a hand-painted background in the back. And then you see the lattice work that floats over her. I call this the gilded cage, because we all live in a cage of our own making. And some of them are ugly, but some of them are really gorgeous and beautiful. And so it doesn't matter, what your cage is built of. You still can sometimes feel a little bit stuck in that. So for me, she's gazing out, to see the world, and maybe she's not so happy in her beautiful place. But I think people can resonate with art that has a deeper meaning, and it may mean something completely different. A friend of mine was just telling me that he thought it meant that she was being protected behind a gate. So that's what I love about my work, is it can be interpreted in many different ways. And what I also love about Left Bank Art is their ability to do a piece like this, where this is plexiglass. The birds and the bars of the gate, if you will, are printed on the back of the plexiglass, and then they're set in away from the actual painting. So now it casts the shadow of the bars across her body and her face. And that's what I think really kind of makes the painting, honestly.
Resonates something beautiful. And so I love that. But yeah, I appreciate you showing some of your work to us. And it's just amazing. Everybody can go check her out. And I think you should really look into it because it's just amazing. I love your work. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you can find me on my website, which is www.JackieVonTobel.com.
Beautiful.
Instagram. Yeah.
Everybody's on Instagram nowadays, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you too.